Whoa, I'm making a YouTube video. What? That's crazy. I haven't made a video in a while, as you can tell from my commentary. I haven't done any streams either lately, so I haven't done anything lately. I've been kind of sad, depressed, and busy playing a ton of Daisy mod since I got back into Daisy mod. Um, and I was thinking, I haven't done a YouTube video in a very long time, and the videos that I have been doing have mainly been uh, Persona 5, which I recorded over a year ago, you know? So, I want to do a video on something else. Yeah. I want to talk about my favorite games of all time. And I don't have a plan for this video other than I made a list. It's a list of 23 games. These are my favorite games of all time as of the making of this video, which is August 26th, 2021. So we'll see what I say in 10 years or in 2 days. So I want to start off with honorable mentions because these are games that I really, really enjoyed, but I couldn't really decide if they were one of my favorite games of all time. And some of these I haven't played in a very, very long time, and I'm due to replaying them in order to really say that they deserve to be one of my favorite games of all time. So first is an early access game. That's why it doesn't end up on the list. It is Baldurs Gate 3. I fucking love Baldurs Gate 3, but it's not finished yet, and it's not going to be finished for like another 2 years, maybe 3, and that's fine. I'm really looking forward to what they do. I hope we don't get a Cyberpunk situation. I hope it's really good, and best of luck to Larian Studios. Next on honorable mentions is Life is Strange and Life is Strange 2. I couldn't decide which one I liked more. Life is Strange 1 is fantastic, Life is Strange 2 is fantastic. I liked both of them. They were both very good games. I found playing as Max more interesting than playing as Daniel. Well, you don't play as Daniel, you play as Sean. More than I found playing as Sean more interesting. But I liked both. They both had great stories, and they both had great characters. I liked the writing, I liked the graphics, I liked the gameplay. They're good games, and I can't decide which one I like more, even though I just said I prefer the first one. But it's weird because I prefer the first one, but 2 is still just as good as the first one. I just prefer the first one. It's weird, I know. Next, I will mention State of Decay. I fucking love State of Decay, but it's a really not so great game. It had many fantastic ideas, but it didn't have the budget it needed, and the team did a great job considering that this was an Xbox arcade game. Remember those Xbox 360 arcade games? Yeah, it's one of those in 2013. I followed the development because I really wanted to play DayZ and I didn't have a PC. And I was like, oh, cool, a game like DayZ but for Xbox. I want to get that. And I got it, and I fucking loved it. And State of Decay is fantastic. That being said, I really like State of Decay 2, but I tried playing it today, and I started a new save. And what happened? What happened to me when I played my first playthrough on lethal difficulty? I can't even set up a base, because every time I try and do it, no matter how many times I reset it or start a new save, after I kill all the enemies, they're still on the minimap, underneath the map, or something. They're dead, but they're not being... I don't know. I killed them, but the game is saying they're alive. The music ain't stopping. I can't get past that bit anymore. They broke the game. How do you break a game like what, 4 or 5 years after release? When did that game come out? It was like 2018, right? That's like 3 years ago. It's came out 3 years ago. You know, something like that. How did you break it? It was a great game, and I can't even get back past the beginning anymore because you broke it. How? Maybe I've just got a dodgy version. I don't know. I might need to reinstall it, but it's not a good first impression when I come back. It is really disappointing. Next one I will mention is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's a fantastic game. It's a fantastic game, but I find it so boring. Now, I want to apologise because I agree, it is a fantastic game, but the story is so not gripping. It's... The story when you play it for the first time is fine. You know, it's nothing incredible, it's nothing breathtaking, it's just fine. I like the characters a lot. I really fucking love Geralt. Geralt is amazing. He's a great protagonist. Really enjoyed my time in my first playthrough. My second playthrough, I just got bored. The story is simple. The side quests are fantastic. The combat, I'm really bad at it. I will admit, like when I played it on my first playthrough, I got into the groove in the combat. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm getting good at this. This is fine. Now I just can't get back into the combat. I'm just really bad at it now, and no matter how much I play, I just can't get into it. And yeah, and that's probably the reason why I'm saying I don't enjoy it as much, because I can't do the combat anymore. I just struggle with it now when I didn't used to. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I just can't get into it in the way I did in my first playthrough. Like, my second playthrough was just so much worse than my first. And I don't know why, because it's a fantastic game. I'm just not enjoying it on my second playthrough. So, it's a fantastic game, but I'm not enjoying it. So I can't really call it one of my favourite games of all time, even though it is one of the best games of all time. Next one I'll mention is Dead Rising. It's a phenomenal game. Phenomenal. But I can't give it my favourite game as one of my favourite games, because there's one bit of it that really, really pisses me the fuck off. And that's the fucking dumb, stupid, the survivors AI. The guys who got to go into the mall, you got to save, you got to stop them from getting eaten by zombies. And they are so fucking stupid, and they get stuck in the simplest... I hate the AI in that game. It's so bad. It's ridiculous. I get what they were going for. You know, survivors in real life, they wouldn't really know what they're doing. They'd, you know, fumble around. But they wouldn't do what they fucking do. Just stand there in a horde and just, like, go, ah, ah. And the AI is infuriating to keep alive at a low level. Even at a high level, it's fucking infuriating. And the minute they get caught by a horde, it's like, oh great, they're gonna die. There's really not much I can do here. It is an infuriating experience for what is otherwise a truly fantastic title. Next one I'll mention is Further Off the Rails. I'm actually installing this game right now to replay it. But I loved it as a kid, but I can't really give it as one of my favourite games of all time because I barely remember it. I know that I loved it as a kid, but I need to replay it. So if I enjoy it enough after playing it, I'll add it to the list properly and I'll cut this bit out. Final one I'll mention is Ridge Racer. I think I played this on the PS1. I remember the music more than anything. The music has always kind of like been stuck in my head as like a childhood memory. But that being said, I do not remember if I remember enjoying the game, but I can't really call it one of my favorite games of all time because I haven't played it since I was a very, very small child. So I don't know if it's one of my favorite games of all time. I just want to give it an honorable mention for being such a fantastic memory because I remember loving the music so much. It's kind of like that rhythm game on the PS2. Not Audio Surf. Audiosphere? I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry, I can't. It's a rhythm game on PlayStation 2. I remember playing it on the demo disc quite a lot. It's got that song that goes bum 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 bum. No, that's not right. How does it go? Bum 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 bum. No, that's not it. Fuck, what is it? How does it go? Fuck, I can do it in my head, but I can't do it out loud. Fuck it. You know what song I'm on about if you know what the game I'm on about. You know what I'm talking about. You got it. There's a Slipknot song on it. That wasn't a hint enough. There's a Slipknot song on there. And some other stuff, I presume. Alright, enough of that mess. Let's get on to the actual favourite games. So there's going to be 23 of them. And to start off, at number 23 is Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 2, I played it for the first time on the Xbox 360 in 2009, and I was blown away by it. I loved it to bits. I still go back to it now and again, and after playing Back for Blood, oh man, that game sucks. Yeah, it's a fantastic game, and it's aged really well. Really, it's aged really well. It's a really good game, and the workshop mods are fantastic. There's some really good mods on there. It's a great game. If you haven't played Left 4 Dead 2 somehow, play it. just play it. Number 22, Game Dev Tycoon. This is an indie game that is one of the first PC games I ever played. I don't remember how I got this game or why, but it was one of the very first PC games I played. I bought this and Daisy Standalone. Well, one of the first PC games I bought, I played on an actual gaming PC. I'd actually played some PC games before then on a laptop trackpad, which wasn't the best experience in the world. But this is one of the games that really got me into PC gaming, and it's a great game. It's got this issue, it's not perfect, but I have a soft spot for it. It's good, it's fun, it's simple with some funness and some annoyingness when you're like, how did I get that wrong? Why didn't I get a 5-star rating? And you get a 1-star rating, like, I did everything right, but you didn't. But you only think you did. Because you didn't. Probably. I don't know. After all these years, I still don't know what the fuck I did wrong. Why didn't I get 5 stars on most of those games? Too many 2 stars. What the fuck? Number 21, Stardew Valley. Just a relaxing ass game about farming. What more can you want? Oh, what? It's not just a game about farming, it's also a game about relationships. It's also a game about relationships. You can get married, you can make friends, you can have a baby, you can have a fucking baby. It's more than just a farming game. There's a ton. There's a fucking dungeon section. There's fishing. There's like puzzles and mazes, and it's got a lot of games. It's got a lot of things, and it's made by one dude, one guy. One dude made this game. This is the fucking talent on that guy. The talent that man possesses is something to admire and respect for many years to come. That game is fantastic. It is such a relaxing and great game. Just at its core, it's a great game, and it's good. It's very, very good. Don't just brush it off as a farming game, like a 2D farming game. It's more than that, and if you take the time to experience the game, you'll see it. You'll see it. Trust me. Number 20, WWE 2K19. Now, I'm not a fan of WWE. I think that their owner, Vince McMahon, is a piece of shit. I think the way they treat their wrestlers is quite depressing. And I stopped watching wrestling after John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose. I don't want to talk about that awful character that I used to really like. WWE really dropped the ball on 2K20. Like, 2K20 was so bad. It was terrible. And I'm so glad I didn't buy it. I pirated it because it was so bad. I heard it was so bad, so I pirated it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is really bad. I'm glad I didn't pay for this. And then when it became 2021, the game didn't work anymore because the development team was so fucking shit at developing this game. They released a game about 2021 wrestling that didn't function in 2021 because the game locked in 2021. How do you How do you fuck that up? How do you? Oh my god, it's almost as bad as the WWE release on the Switch. Like, that was unplayable, just like WWE 2K20. And no, don't get me started back to my career mode. It was so piss poor, and the writing, the animations, and all that. But WWE 2K19, that's what we're talking about. It's pretty solid game. My career, shit, but the rest of it's really good. And the core gameplay is great, and the universe mode needs some fucking reinventing, some renovation. But it's fun. It's good. The character creation is fantastic. It's a good wrestling game. It's a really good wrestling. It's one of my favorite wrestling games, if not my favorite wrestling game. But the most nostalgic one being WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, with the awesome soundtrack that game has. But the best one for gameplay is WWE 2K19, in my opinion, because I like the simulation thingy. The simulation style, but I kind of like the arcade style. I'm looking forward to AEW's game. AEW's game is going to be great, probably. I have high hopes on the AEW game. I'm probably overhyping it for myself. I'm probably really disappointed, but I am really, really looking forward to seeing what they can do. So yeah, WWE 2K19 is one of my favorite games of all time, because it's a good wrestling game, and there aren't that many good wrestling games. Yeah. Number 19, Persona 4 Golden. I have not completed this game yet. It is really good. It is really, really good. But I haven't finished it yet. I need to play more of it. I need to, like, fully just hammer myself down in my seat and finish it. It's a great game. I just need to get around to being in the mood to finish it. It's fantastic. I love the characters. I'm really enjoying the story. The combat is a bit, it's fine. It's not bad combat by any stretch of the means. It's just, I played Persona 5. It's just Persona 5's combat, but not as good. So Persona 4 is perfectly fine. It is a very good game. It's not as good as Persona 5 in my opinion, but that's because I played Persona 5 first. And if I played Persona 4 first, I'd probably have the nostalgia bit of like being like, oh, Persona 4 was better because these characters were better, because I grew up with these characters. I do the same with Dragon Quest 8. I'm like, but I love the cast of 8. 8 is such a better game than what's that, 11? And then 11. And 11 was a really good game as well. So I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest 12. But we're not talking about that. It's Persona 4. Persona 4 Golden is a fantastic game. It's on Steam. It better come to Xbox Game Pass. Play it, please. Even if you don't like anime, it's fucking good. Number 18, Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. I actually, my first experience with Legends of Rock was at a holiday a holiday caravan park in 2006 or 7 or so. It was around the time that Resident Evil 5 came out, and I remember reading a magazine, because we had magazines back in those days, about all the games coming out, and one of the games that was featured was Resident Evil 5, and I was like, well, I really want to play that. And then some point later I met this kid, don't remember his name, and I went to this caravan with him, and we played Guitar Hero. I played Guitar Hero for the first time. I was like, "Whoa, this is really cool!" And when I went home, I was like begging my granddad for Christmas, "Please give me Guitar Hero 3. Please give me Guitar Hero 3." And he got me Guitar Hero 3 on the Nintendo Wii, and I fucking loved that game. I played so many hours in that game. It really changed my perspective on music. It really got me into music. It really like fed my addiction to music, which is now, all thanks to Guitar Hero 3, it led to how many songs are on my personal playlist on Spotify?
What was that, dude? Oh my god.
2,768 songs, which equates to 184 hours and 37 minutes of music. And I've been playing drums for nearly 10 years. I think 10 years in October, and this October and next October. So either way, 10 years of playing drums, because Guitar Hero got me that much into music that I wanted to play music and listen to music. Guitar Hero made music amazing for me. It really opened my eyes to all the different genres, and you know, at that point in my life, I'd been listening to like what was over on the radio. You know, Britney Spears. I was like, not really into that. Black Eyed Peas. I was like, I'm into that. Not anymore now. I don't like Black Eyed Peas. But you know, started off with Easy Flow by Pearl Jam. And not so much of a music fan I am. And now I'm a big fan of Igor, Ben Folds, Avenged Sevenfold, Real Big Fish, and the Clash Tones. It's just, there's so much music. There's so much. If you want to see the kind of music I'm into, go into my Spotify playlist, my personal Spotify playlist. Go into my Discord server. It's on there. And yeah, have a look through my 2,000 songs that you will probably not like and like some of. Number 17, Fable II. Fable II is a fantastic game. It was like one of the first 360 games I ever played. I remember my sister and I something about getting it second hand, and my sister introduced me to it, I think. I don't remember. I just remember something to do with this game with my sister. She was a big fan of it, and then I gave it a go. And I became a big fan of it. So much so that Fable 4 is coming. Fable 4. Oh, I mean, it's not Fable 4, it's Fable. It's a reboot, I think. But I'm really looking forward to it. I love Fable. Fable 3 was a bit iffy, but I loved Fable 3, even though it's really iffy and way too easy. But oh my god, Fable 2 is such a damn good game. So damn good. I need to replay it soon. Just thinking about it, I need to replay it soon. It's a really good game. I love that game to bits. Number 16, Halo 3. Halo 3 was the first game I played online on Xbox 360. When I got my Xbox 360 Gold membership, very first game I was like, I'm playing Halo 3. And I went on Halo 3 and I played multiplayer and I did really damn well. I don't remember, I was like 13, but I think I did well. I don't remember. I know that I was really good at it at some point on Xbox 360, but on PC I get trashed, absolutely trashed. All these people just like pulling off one-shot headshots with the damn pistol, and I'm there like, pew pew, miss, pew, miss, pew, miss, pew. Hey, I hit the head, I got someone, I'm great in this game. Oh, I'm dead, because I missed 4 shots around that guy's head, and now he got me. But Halo 3 is fantastic. The single player and the co-op, the multiplayer, and it's the Forge mode. I remember watching sorry, Forge mode wasn't. No, it was in that. Yeah, but I remember watching Halo Reach. I remember watching. That's how I got into Achievement Hunter. I saw Jack versus Jeff in not Ollie, in Horse. That was it. That was it. I remember seeing them playing on Horse. And I was like, whoa, these guys are really funny. I really like these guys. Jack's my favorite one now. And yeah, I've been watching Achievement Hunter for so many years now. Damn, how many years is that? Like 12? 12 years? 10 years? 11 years? Wait a minute, when did that come out? 2011? Oh, has it been 10 years? Oh, I don't know. How many years has it been? Did it come out in 2009, 2010? I do not remember. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Halo 3 is a fantastic game. Number 15, The Sims 3. Fable. 1 minute. So, what we've had so far, we've had Left 4 Dead 2, Fable 2, and now we've got Halo 3 and The Sims 3. And the next game after this is also a 2. So, that's weird. Anyway, yeah, The Sims 3 is phenomenal. I mean, I could have put The Sims 2 on here because The Sims 2 was just as good. But I prefer The Sims 3 than The Sims 2. And I don't know. The Sims 3, it's got a special place in my heart. I remember getting it in like 2009 on my laptop. It took a million years to load, but I got to play it and I fell in love with that game. I ended up playing it for so many hours. So many hours. I love The Sims 3. Fantastic game. And then The Sims 4 happened and my love was ripped out of my chest. Number 14, Mafia 2. Mafia 2 is just an amazing game. Fantastic story, fantastic voice acting, brilliant bloody music as well. Oh god, Vito is such a great protagonist. Joe's a Joe's an asshole, but you like him. He's a likable asshole. He's one of those likable Italian assholes. That wasn't me trying to do an Italian accent, but I did do an Italian hand thingy. But you don't know that until I just told you. But now you know I'm a hypocrite. But am I a hypocrite? No, I don't think that's what a hypocrite is. Anyway, it's Mafia 2 is a fantastic game. Mafia 3, on the other hand, not so fantastic. Number 13, LA Noire, another story-driven open-world game. Well, no, technically, Mafia 2 wasn't an open-world game. It was quite linear. It was like half open. Okay, no, shut the fuck up. LA Noire is kind of the same way, where it's an open world, but it's not really open world, because even though it's an open world, you're not really meant to go around the open world, because it's an open world, but it's linear, and you gotta go here, and you gotta go there, and you gotta do this, and that in this order, but you have an open world, which is weird, but it kind of fit. I don't know. And the world was really impressively recreated from the ground up using photographs from blimps and all sorts, historical artifacts and historical photos. It is a true testament to hard work and talent. And the voice acting, the face animations, using the camera technology was amazing. I loved that game and its story. Just a shame the game had a director who was a complete piece of shit, who treated his workers like dirt, much like Vince McMahon of WWE. Yes, I'm still pissed off about... Bondi Studios, I think they were called, deserved so much better than they got, because their director was a piece of shit, and they had to crunch very hard to get this game out, and it deserves so much more praise than it got. I mean, it got a lot of praise, but it deserved even more than that. I don't know why it's top tier gaming. It is so good. If you love storytelling, you love noir detective shows, movies, whatever, you will adore this game. It even tackles like serious topics like pedophilia and the Black Dahlia murder. Just all sorts. It really is worth playing. Number 12, Days Gone. I just recently played Days Gone. I just completed it maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. I really, really loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. Deacon St. John. I love that character. I love the performance from Sam Witwer, and I mentioned before a band called the Clash Stones. Sam Witwer is the lead singer in that band, and I didn't know about them until I played through Days Gone. I was like, well, I know who Sam Witwer is. He was Darth Maul. And I know who Sam Witwer is because also I saw him on Dexter. So I know who he is. I haven't heard his music. I decided to listen to his music. His music is fantastic. Back again to the actual topic of Days Gone. Sam Witwer is fantastic as Deacon St. John's. All the cast is fantastic in their role. Is fantastic, are fantastic in their role. Correct grammar, very important, kids. Days Gone, it's got its problems. It's got very repetitive open world, and but the writing is great. And the freakers are really interesting. I like the twist at the end. I really am disappointed it's not getting a sequel, but it was a fantastic experience all the same. And those hordes, man, those hordes are bloody terrifying. I mean, the only one that was really terrifying was the one from the E3 demo. It was the lumber mill. That one is so damn good. I'm so disappointed that they didn't have another one like that, because none of them were to that scale of the lumber mill. Like, lumber mill was like a big showpiece for the game, and it was the only showpiece for that part of the game, which was disappointing. But it is a really good game. It is a really good game. Number 11, Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs? I'm an American. Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs is a fantastic, fantastic game, and I keep using the word fantastic. I do apologize again, a bit repetitive, much like WWE. And much like me mentioning WWE. It's such a good game. I love Wei Shen. I love the actor who plays Wei Shen. I can't remember his fucking name, but I know he was in The Good Doctor, and he's good in that show as well. It's Sleeping Dogs is fantastic. You play as a police officer who's undercover in the Chinese triads. You're playing Hong Kong. Hong Kong is beautiful in that game, even if the open world is a bit limited. But and the animations and some of it's quite dated, and even at the time was dated because it wasn't the highest budget of games. But it was a really, really good game despite its shortcomings, and I've replayed it multiple times because the story and the characters and all that was so good, even if the gameplay wasn't as good. But the combat, the hand-to-hand combat is amazing. I fucking love the hand-to-hand combat in that game. The gunplay is serviceable. It's okay. It's nothing special. Number 10, The Walking Dead Season 1. What needs to be said? Much like The Walking Dead Season 1, the TV show, The Walking Dead Season 1, the video game, was a very, very good thing. It was very, very good indeed. It was very, very enjoyable. It was very, very, very heart-wrenchingly gripping, and Lee is one of the best protagonists of all time. Do not argue with me on that one, you piece of shit liar, because you know he's one of the best of all time, and if you can't admit that, you're a heartless prick. His relationship with Clem is the real show-stealing part of that game. It's like, I don't like kids, but Clementine is such a likable kid, and the relationship between Lee and Clementine is so well written. All of the characters are so well diverse and written, and it's good. It's just a good game. It's dated, yes, the graphics are dated. It's very comic booky, like the fact that The Walking Dead was a comic, and it's set in the canon universe of The Walking Dead. You know, Glenn is in there for starters, and I didn't really keep up with the canon parts in the other seasons, but it's damn good. It's a damn good game, and without spoiling that ending, oh god, heart wrenching. I didn't cry, but I was very close. It's fucking heart-wrenching. Actually, come to think about it as well, I'm going to quickly mention, only one game has ever made me cry. Only one game. That was Life is Strange. Number 9, Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you know me personally, you know I have a cat called Henry. Henry is the name of the protagonist from Kingdom Come Deliverance. I named my cat after Henry of Skalitz, because I loved that game so much that I started to really like the name Henry, and when I got a cat, I was like, that cat kind of looks like a Henry. So my cat's called Henry now. And Kingdom Come Deliverance is one of those games, again, where it's a lower budget game, smaller team. It was their debut game from Vaughan Studios, their first ever game, and they aimed for the fucking moon and got about 70% of the way there before they kind of stumbled back to earth. Now, it is a really damn impressive game. It is incredibly immersive, but the main problem is the immersion-breaking glitches and just the fact that the game felt a little bit unfinished. But in my opinion, it's still an amazing game. I fucking loved it to bits. I did a series on it on YouTube. It went for like 70, 80 episodes before I stopped recording it, and I was like, nobody's watching this series, so I'm just going to play it for myself. And I did, and I ended up completing it, and I fucking loved it. The ending was a bit open-ended, but I loved the game. My time playing as Henry was fantastic. My time in the universe of 1403 Bohemia was so damn fun, and it was actually pretty interesting learning about Bohemia. I'm normally not that interested in history because I genuinely do not give a shit about history. But in this game, it dragged me, and I was like, oh, so this is real. This is actually kind of cool. Like, I want to learn about this. And it did a good job of making me interested in the story and the world and interested in actual Bohemia. So much so that I actually want to visit Retire one day. So, we'll see it. We'll see if that ever happens. Number 8, Dragon Quest VIII. Dragon Quest VIII is a game that I played on a PS2 demo disc for many repetitive hours. The amount of times I restarted that demo is just mind-boggling. So again, another game that me and my sister were a big fan of. And then years later, back when I was 17, okay, I'll try and put this into perspective. The game came out in 2004. I had the demo around 2005, maybe 2004, 2005, and I never ended up getting the game until I was 16, 17 years old, maybe 18. I really can't remember. I think I was 18, because I remember the flat I lived in when I started playing through it. I was about 18, because it was like a little bit before I got evicted from my very first flat, because I was incredibly poor, and years later I'm still pretty damn poor. So nothing's changed in that regard, other than I've also put on a ton of weight, and I'm balding. Life hasn't been fair, but I've also made a ton of mistakes because I'm stupid and I've done dumb. Okay, getting off topic. Dragon Quest VIII is amazing. I've loved that. I want to replay it. I've been thinking about replaying it recently. I'm really looking forward to Dragon Quest 12 because of how much I love Dragon Quest VIII. I think Dragon Quest VIII is a fantastic, brilliant, wonderful, marvelous game, and the soundtrack. Oh, the soundtrack is so good, so good. It's a one of a kind experience. It's worth playing through. Even though it takes like 90 hours, it's worth playing through. Number 7, Daisy Mod. Now this is a game I'm currently playing through, and I'm actually considering bringing back Daisy Adventures, even though that series was fucking terrible. I kind of want to see if I could do it better now that I'm older and slightly less stupid and fatter and bolder. But it's it's a fantastic mod. It really made Arma 2 worth playing for me, because I had no interest in Arma 2, and I had no real interest in PC gaming. Really at all. I was kind of like, I've just played a couple of games on PC, like, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the OG good one, not the new one. And that's gonna piss off maybe like no one, because no one's gonna watch this. And I'm dead inside. And yeah, it's a fantastic mod. I'm still playing it to this very day. I keep coming back to it. I've got over 1,000 hours in Arma 2 now just because of Daisy mod. Daisy Standalone is fucking not great. It's not good. You can't even drive in that game without. I'm not gonna get into it off topic. I've gone off topic way too many times in this whole thing, and it kind of became a running joke, but now it's kind of annoying me. So I'm gonna try and stop. But Daisy mod, it's a really damn good game, built on a really mediocre game with some really glaring issues of the game engine and performance, and just so many glitches. Arma 2 is one of the glitchiest games I've ever played, and it makes Daisy a very unique experience, but kind of a nostalgic experience that you love, even though it's got things that would normally piss you off about games. It's kind of got a charm to it in Daisy mod. That could be because I'm biased. Probably because I'm biased. Number 6, Marvel Spider-Man. Ever since I was a little kid, I've loved Spider-Man. Sam Raimi Spider-Man, loved it. And the classic, 1960s and 70s Spider-Man films, where they're so bad now, but back in the day, like as a little kid in the early 2000s, maybe even very very late 90s, because 1999 I could have been watching those things, but I loved them. And the animated series, anytime it was on TV, I'm like, I want to watch. I loved Spider-Man to bits, and I still do. And then I played through Spider-Man 2. I loved that. I didn't play through Spider-Man 3, and I was so upset I didn't get to play it, which now I'm not so bothered about. But oh my god. Then when when Disney got Marvel, I was like, oh no. And then when they started releasing them into the MCU, I was like, oh no. And then I actually saw them, I was like, oh, it's not what I wanted, but it's just fine. You know, I kind of like it, and I've now gotten really into it. I'm really looking forward to the new Spider-Man film. And Marvel Spider-Man is a fantastic video game by a company that I played games of before. It's Insomniac Games. I played Ratchet and Clank. I loved Ratchet and Clank. The reason it's not on the list is because I forgot about it, in all honesty. I haven't played it since I was a little kid. So maybe in the future it will be on this list, because I might replay it at some point and see if I fall in love with it all over again. But Marvel Spider-Man is the best superhero game ever made. It is the best. Batman Arkham Asylum doesn't come close to it. Spider-Man is fantastic. And I don't care what people say, oh, and the combat's just Arkham. No, it fucking isn't. It isn't fucking Batman's combat. It's not. I get it's kind of similar, but the focus isn't punch, dodge. It's punch, use fucking web abilities like Spider-Man would, and jump around and flip around and use your webs. Use your fucking webs. That is how you play Spider-Man. That's how the game is meant to be played. That's how you play the game, and the game is fantastic. The gameplay is fantastic. It makes you feel like Spider-Man. IGN meme, blah, blah, blah. It's a fucking fantastic Spider-Man game, and it is the best superhero game ever made, by far. And I'm actually, as you can tell, really passionate about that game, because that game does Peter Parker so fucking well. I love the writing, and I love that you could tell that everyone making that game were massive fans of Spider-Man. It was a fantastic experience. I'm actually needing to go back and continue my New Game Plus on the hardest difficulty, because I'm getting near to the end of it as well. I love the game so much. I'm getting way too hyped. Number 5, Yakuza Kiwami 2. Yakuza? I don't like the way Yakuza sounds. Yakuza. Whatever you want to pronounce, however you pronounce it. I say Yakuza. I'm probably wrong. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is a fantastic game. I fell in love with it. I loved the new Dragon Engine. I loved the new graphics. I love the new combat. I like how physics work in that, and I love the weighty, punchy gameplay. I love the story. I love the characters. I love Kiryu so much. He's such an amazing protagonist. I fucking love Kiryu. Karaoke, all those mini games. Oh, so damn good. It is. And fuck off, you loud ass car. It is an amazing, amazing game. It's so good. I fucking love Kiwami 2, and I nearly 100% of the achievements. Nearly. It's got a very difficult achievement list, because it's like get 100% of all things on the completion list, and it's like, oh, so you want me to play Mahjong, Shogi, Chin, gambling thingy. Chin means penis. Ha 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 ha. I'm very funny. Very, very, very funny. I fucking hate myself. Yeah, cause Kiwami 2, fucking amazing game. Fucking amazing. I fucking love it. It's so good. And that's why it's my number 5. My 5th favorite game of all time. Yes. Number 4, Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5 at one point was my favorite game of all time. I fucking loved it. And then Persona 5 Royal came out, and I was like, oh my god, this is the best game ever made. This might actually be better than my favorite game of all time, which I can't say because it's on this list, and I don't want to give away its position on this list. But, oh my god, I love Persona 5 Royal. It is Persona 5, which was already a 10 out of 10 game, and they made it somehow even better to an 11 out of 10 game. Persona 5 Royal is one of the best games ever made by far. It's one of my favorite games of all time, as you can tell from it being number 4. And the amount I'm praising this game, and it only got number 4, it's got to tell you how much I love 3, 2, and 1. Persona 5 Royal is an amazing, amazing game, and I'm so fucking happy I decided to buy it, because I bought it with Marvel Spider-Man. I was like, I'll get around to playing, Persona, because I heard it's good. I don't really know anything about it. You know, I played Spider-Man. I was like, okay, I've now got like 2 days off work. You know what? Fuck it. Let's give Persona 5 a go. Let's see how I feel. I played it for 12 hours. I was like, oh shit, it's been 12 hours. I went to bed. Woke up, I was like, you know, I kind of feel like continuing Persona 5. I played it for another 12 hours. I was like, oh fuck, it's been 12 hours. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I fucking was so addicted to that game. I just fell in love with the music, the characters, the story, the everything. Everything about it is just so good. The combat's great. I love the turn-based in it. I love how it works. I love how Mementos works. And then Persona 5 Royal came along, and it was like, we did this game, and it was great, but we can make it better. How? You'd be surprised at how much we could actually do to improve this game. And it was an amazing update, an amazing expansion. Much like I imagine Persona 4 Golden was for people who played Persona 4, excluding Marie, because I know how much people don't like Marie. I've heard a lot of things from a lot of fans. And, oh yeah, Tubby, thank you for getting me into Persona 4 Golden. I appreciate it, Tubby. I know you're never ever going to hear this, unless, you know, you actually do watch the video, or Cody or whoever tells you about this. I doubt they're going to watch the video either. But, Tubby, thank you very much for getting me to Persona. I really appreciate it. And you're a fantastic friend. I really hope the best for you. Thank you. Thank you. Persona 5, well, fourth favourite game of all time. I love that game to bits. Number 3, Yakuza 0. How is this not number 2? Because there's another Yakuza game that I prefer to 0. Which one could it be? I'll give you a hint. It ain't 5. It ain't 5. Because the thing with 5, going off topic, the thing with 5 is that Kiryu's chapter is so good. So damn good. I was so into that game. And then Saitama happened. Yeah, the prison, Baba, all of that. Oh, it killed me. And the hunting minigame was fucking so poorly made. And then, I just remembered this now, the snowball minigame. The snow fight minigame it controlled like an absolute piece of shit. We're not going to talk about how good and how awful Persona 5 was. Like, we'll get into another time. Yakuza 0 is a prequel. The very first game you should play in the Yakuza series is Yakuza 0, because it's a prequel. It introduces you to Kiryu, because I don't know who Kiryu is when I first played. So I went into it, and it is an experience you will only get to experience once before you're like, fuck, I really wish I could really experience that again from fresh. Because it's one of those things where it's so good, and you fall in love with it so hard. You want to know what it was like to fall in love with it and do that all over again. You want to repeat that experience because it was such a damn good experience. It was so good. It made you feel good in your tum-tum. It was a damn good experience, and I fucking love Yakuza 0. And it brought me on to playing for the entire series, and that's where we catch up to position number 2. Number 2, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yakuza Like a Dragon is like Persona 5 Royal, but in Yakuza, and I fucking love this game. It is my favourite of all of the Yakuza games, and while I did enjoy the brawling combat of the other games than the turn-based combat of Like a Dragon, I still really enjoyed Like a Dragon. I know you said Like a Dragon. I played it on the Xbox Series X. It was one of the first games I got on the Xbox Series X. I think it was the first game I got on the Xbox Series X. I paid full price for it. I was like, damn, Oh, it's out. It's out. Okay, I really want to play this. I haven't even beat Kiwami 2 yet, but I really want to play this. So I just went straight up and played it. I just went. Even if there's spoilers, I'm not gonna understand. So I'm just gonna play this game, and I didn't understand any of the spoilers, so it was all good. But I played through Like a Dragon, and oh my god, I fucking love Ichiban. Ichiban is such a damn good protagonist. I don't know if I like him more than Kiryu, but I need more games with Ichiban to know if I like him more than Kiryu, which is a very hard fight to fight. But this game is so fucking good. I can't praise it enough. It is fucking incredible. And the story and the voice acting, the gameplay and the everything, the way that you... I'm not going to spoil it. Just play it. Just play the fucking game. It is so damn good. And it's so worth it. It is so worth the time that you put into it. Just go into it blind. Just go into it blind and enjoy. Fucking joy. And my number one favorite game of all time is Canis Canem Edit, aka Bully. Now, I prefer Yakuza Like a Dragon for its story, for its gameplay, for everything apart from the music. I mean, the music in Yakuza Like a Dragon is amazing. I forgot to mention it before. The music is amazing. Bully, aka Canis Canem Edit, which was known as in the UK, which is what I'm more familiar with, is a game that came out in 2006, and I have not been able to forget it since. I've completed this game over 30 times. I keep saying, oh, you know what, I think this game is my new favorite game of all time. No, this is my favorite game of all time. And then when I go back and I compile them all together, I'm like, it's kind of Edit. I don't know what it is about this game that makes it better than Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think Yakuza Like a Dragon is a better game than Bully. But I prefer Bully. I love the game Bully. I love Canis Canem Edit. It is a much smaller game than some of the other games I've mentioned. It is a much lower budget than some of the other games I've mentioned on this list. But I love this game to bits. I just do. Even if the story isn't as deep as some of the others, even if the voice acting... Well, the voice acting is actually phenomenal, so I don't know what I was about to say now. The music is brilliant. I fucking love the soundtrack to this game. It's just the voice... it's so good. It's so damn good. It's just a shame that the PC port was so piss poor because Rockstar are lazy wankers. The fan base had to fix it. The fan base had to make it work on Windows 10. And it's just... Canis Canem Edit is a game that I so desperately want to surpass as my favourite game of all time. But nothing makes me feel as nostalgic. Nothing makes me feel as passionate than Canis Canem Edit did. And I just can't get over how much I love Canis Canem Edit. I can't speak. I'm so passionate about it, I can't even speak. It is just one of those games where it's like, it is so damn hard for me to prefer any other game to it. Because it's a special place in my heart, and the nostalgic part of me just cannot let go on the fact that that game is my favourite game of all time, even if it isn't the best game of all time. It is still my best game of all time. I love that game. I really, really, really want a Canis Canem Edit 2. Even if it doesn't follow Jimmy Hopkins, because of course, Jerry Rosenthal, terrific musician, terrific voice actor. He can still do the voice pretty well, but I don't know how. We'd have to see if he can pull it off in a game, because he's much older now. He was 25 then, he's like 40-something now, maybe late 30s. I don't know how old he is. It's been 50 years, so he's going to be over 40. But yeah, Jerry Rosenthal, thank you so much for your fantastic music with Big Wake. Thank you so much for your fantastic work as Jimmy Hopkins. Just thank you for just. I mean, you were just doing a job. You know, we were just hired to voice act a character in a game, and it's that game is like touching the hearts of so many people. It's like so many people are still passionate about this game. That game, like what, 15 years later? It's like, oh my god, Bully deserves a sequel, or at the very least a remake. I would buy in a shit out of a Bully remake, even though I don't like Take-Two Interactive. I like Rockstar for the most part. I didn't like Red Dead 2, but I don't like Take-Two. I think Take-Two are complete fucking arseholes, especially to the modding community of like their GTA games. Take-Two can go fuck themselves in the arse with a pipe bomb and a shotgun and a Tommy and a machine gun blasting the thingy from the mask. And they can go fuck themselves with all the hammers in the world with dildos with nails attached to them. They can go fuck themselves. Kind of Cinematic is the best game ever made in my opinion. If you disagree, yeah, that's pretty fucking fair. And if you also disagree with every other one on the side, it's like, it's your opinion, you know. And this is just my opinion as well. This is what I like. This is what I loved. And I'm objectively wrong about what the best game ever made is, because you decide what the best game ever made is. It is an opinion. Other than saying, well, this game was the best because this game functions better than this game because the technology in this game is so damn good. It doesn't. The way games work is like movies and TV shows. It doesn't matter how good the writing is. It doesn't matter how good the story and the acting is. What matters is how much it affects you, how much you feel about it. And that is what is important about a game, about music, about anything. Okay. And I shit all over music, okay, when it's like some shitty artist like Nicki Minaj, I shit all over it. But if you are someone who is so incredibly passionate about that music, fair fucking play to you, okay? You really love that music, I disagree, I will rip into you all I like, but I will never not understand what it's like to be so passionate and to love something so much, you know? So just love what you love, enjoy what you enjoy, and if other people don't like what you enjoy, they can fuck off, because it's your life, it's your choice, it's how you feel, and how you feel is more important than how somebody else feels about how you feel. Unless, of course, how you feel is affecting others negatively because you're physically hurting or mentally abusing someone, but that's a completely different topic for a completely different day, and it's in no way it's in the same ballpark as what I was trying to say. So, just enjoy what you enjoy, and if people shit all over what you enjoy, you like me, myself, I need to learn to ignore it, and you need to learn to ignore it as well. Enjoy what you enjoy, love what you love, but don't ignore criticism, because criticism, of course, is very important. But aside, just love what you love. Just don't excuse really shitty behaviour because of what you love.